Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kavinsky's Tutorials. Today I'm looking at VolBot by SonicLab. They're the developer of Fundamental, which was a collaboration with Heinbach, which I reviewed on this channel a few months ago. Very interesting app. Like this, quite a deep app. Not going to be easy for everyone to get their head around. I'm going to try my best to explain it to you fairly coherently in this video, but I only got this app yesterday. I've spent a lot of time with it, but there could well still be a few things that go wrong because there are a lot of aspects of this app where things are interconnected and can sometimes interact in unexpected ways. So it does take more time to get to know. That said, I know that people want a video quickly to make up their mind whether to buy this app or not. So I do try to get up to speed as quickly as I can. Now, I've got 8 copies of this app. Yes, you heard that right. 8 copies of the app to give away to subscribers to the channel. So thanks a lot to Sinan from SonicLab for providing so many copies. It's really generous. All the details of what you need to do to win are pinned in the comment at the top of the YouTube comment section. And don't worry if you're not a subscriber already, just subscribe now and follow the instructions in the comment and you'll have a chance to win one of these 8 copies. I'll announce the winners 2 days from the release of this video. So, what are we going to look at here? First, quick introduction, what is VolBot? Secondly, let you hear it on a bunch of different things. Thirdly, do a more methodical walkthrough through the app also, and maybe during that time listening to it on a few different things as well. So basically what VolBot is amplitude modulation effect, like Perforator, for example, right? Or Wove by K Devices. These are fairly standard, really. I mean, I thought Wove was experimental, but I think this is even more experimental than Wove. Perforator is the more definitely the easier one to understand and get to know of these 3. Perforator, I would say, has an appeal to a very large number of people. It's not too niche, it's easy to get to know. I think Wove and VolBot are a bit more niche, but I would say that even people who are not into experimental things, who are more into just your mainstream stuff, could also get a lot from an app like VolBot if they take the time to learn how to use it and maybe use it more with the BPM sync, for example. Okay, anyway, let's have a little listen here. So you can see here that I've got the VolBot server and then VolBot client. So I'll come back later and explain what these are. And you can notice here that this is out on its own instance. It doesn't have to be at all. I'll explain later why I've done it like that. But just to say now, this one, and this one here are all connected, and this one is separate. This is doing its own thing, and this one is just bypassed. Again, I'll explain all this later in the video. Okay. So I'm gonna just make this dry first. really extreme here. Let's go and quickly listen to it on something else. Let's just listen to a few presets, and then I'll go through and describe the main functions of the app. Let me take the gain off for this Unity one. There's always a little clipping when you do this because this preset is saved with raw output selected, and apparently that's just something that can't be avoided. It's gonna make this clipping. It's more for sending out to external synths and things. But what sounds really cool with the Unity preset is to play with the modulation of the mod amp over here. See how cool that is? So generator 1 is modulating the modulation amplitude. So if we play with Gen 1, we're going to get changes in amplitude over here. Generator 4. Listen to this. I love this. This is really cool. Forgot to show you something in this Unity one. Remember that we can change the scale. I think this is a bit extreme, this one. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, let's look then here. So the main thing is this mod type. Okay, this will allow us to choose our LFO, our main LFO waveform type. Now, let's see. Let me change back to this one. Now if it's a pulse wave, we can change pulse width here. So if when you select Unity, you're not getting anything going on, then going over here and modulating this is going to give you these amplitude changes. Okay, so we choose our main LFO type, and then we can play with things like the phase, which is very interesting. So when the phase is at 1, these two will be completely different from each other, left and right ear. That's going to be very dissonant, but it can sound good. If we take phase down, left and right ear are doing the same thing. Watch what Z-pad does. So do you see how all the red parts have disappeared, the darker parts? So what this does is, here we have our basically normal waveform, and then the dark ones are the inverted waveforms. So what this does is it just changes all the inverted ones to a value of 0. So then we end up with this sort of shape. Again, compare. Okay, now here we have an offset value for the LFO, a cutoff for the filter, and we can assign our modulation source to the offset here. So let's do that now. Now here, TR, this is the transparency slider for the limiters. So first, just watch what the limiters do, and note that in the middle is a 0 value. I guess this is positive and this is negative. Let's have a look. Right, so do you see here we're only getting yellow stuff, so we're only getting the positive waveforms. And then like this we're getting both. And then here we're just going to start getting the red, right, the inverted ones. But this transparency slider with higher values will mean that the limiter does a bit less. Let's modulate. So you see now generator 1 is modulating this, and we're starting to get some positive waveforms in there. That'll depend whether the value produced by that generator overrides this value or not. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Let's see, changing this mod amp modulation source. It's going to make a lot of difference here. One multiplied by 2, 1 plus 2. Bloody Apple taking away the headphone jack. Could seriously kill them. Okay, now I think I'm going to manage to finish this. So, what have we got else? What have we got left to look at? I'm not going to look at the preset menu. You can read about that in the manual. It's one of the failings of these apps, in my opinion. I really don't like how the presets are handled. So I just save everything to AUM. I really prefer to do it like that. You can go and read about that in the manual yourself if you want. Okay. So let's play a little bit with the generators to just see how these will change things when we're using different types of generators. Let's go to frequency mod. Or let's go to minimal. I like that one. Let's put it on a BPM lock. Okay. Now, okay, so generator 4 is modulating mod amp, so let's play with generator 4. With the smoothing one, I sometimes notice a lot of difference, sometimes not. I guess it depends on the waveform and stuff, exactly how that reacts. So notice with the amp, over here it's negative, and over here, positive. And you can see how that's making things look a bit different in the LFO here. And so you can see here, we're getting silence because the amp is in the middle. That means basically no waveform is being produced. So there's nothing that is modulating the amplitude. So if we take something, let's take for example generator 1. Now generator 1 is modulating this. Let's just play a little bit with some of the waveform types. Some of them are going to be quite samey, but when you go in and play around with the sliders and stuff, you can get a huge amount of variation. I don't know if that's making a difference when the raw output's not on. Not really hearing any difference there. But maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. this little arrow, this will divide the rate amount by 10. You can basically use it to dial in very, very small amounts of rate slowly. Oh. Brilliant. I just love looking at the LFO, it's beautiful. Now remember, these things can just modulate the mod rate. That was generator 2 I was on just now anyway. Let me change it. Let's do generator 3 to pulse width. Okay. So now we only have generator 1 is not assigned to something. Let's assign that here. I think this is really good for making, I always forget, is it ASMR, AMSR? I never remember what way it is. Because this feels like it's giving me a nice ear massage. So I think you get the idea there, everybody. You know, I think you'd need to spend a lot of time with this app before you would really be able to predict with even the slightest bit of accuracy sometimes what some of these sliders and things are going to do over here. Usually if I don't get any sound, I just sort of come over and start playing around with these things, and if I don't get something from that, play around with the rate. And again, I mean, it's really helpful that you can see the waveforms here, but I sometimes wish I knew what these sliders, why there's two, why there's one. I mean, I know it's related to what type of stochastic modulation they're doing, but I don't know, I wouldn't mind a little bit more detail in the manual about that. Sometimes I'm not really sure what the top slider is and what the bottom slider is. And it seems like maybe this would be a minimum and this would be a maximum, but not really, because sometimes when you have one over here, for example, and you're playing around with this here, you're still getting something. So I don't know. I haven't really completely figured out what exactly these two are. They may change from one modulator to another. But a very interesting texture generator. And also, as you heard just now, some interesting frequency stuff as well from time to time. I really got to get a USB hub. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Any questions, write a comment. Any comments, write a comment. And I'll see you soon. Take it easy, folks. Bye.